Can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please, over to you.
Oh, great. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure today to welcome us to this very important meeting. There seems to be some kind of an interference in the background. Can everybody mute themselves? Or host, you may mute people who are not talking at the moment.
Okay.
Emmet, it sounded.
Mr.
Okay.
President, you are muted. Yes, you can mute yourself.
Okay, please, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, we can hear you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining today's meeting. It's a very important meeting, the Q4 family meeting of the OAAD Global. And we are excited to be part of it, being alive today as the current Executive Council, which was inaugurated on the 21st of November, 2021, marks the 12th month, working with all of us, providing the efforts that we all have been making towards thinking and acting on behalf of Africa, knowing that it's a responsibility we cannot ignore. And it's a huge pleasure to know that we are all together and we have the passion, we have the mind, we have the readiness, we have the competence required to make things happen on the continent. Wherever we are located all around the world, our members who are spread across 5 continents, doing great things, contributing to the countries where we are. It's a huge thing to know that you are there, and also to know that you are fully aware of your responsibilities and your tasks as a son, as a daughter of Africa. And we want to thank you for all the efforts you're making. As we have this meeting today and tomorrow, hearing from our experts who are going to talk with us, and also as we chat with them, we hope to have the best of experience. And I wish you all the best as you participate further. Thank you very much. Warm regards to everyone.
Wow. Thank you very much. We are blessed to come from Africa. We are blessed to be part of this journey. Thank you again, Mr. President. Thank you, thank you. A hand up of applause to you, sir. And next on the agenda is we are going to be hearing more about OAAD from the Vice President. Sorry. Allow me to invite the Umrah God holder to make the introduction of OAAD. Over to you, Umrah God. Are you set?
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh.
Thank you, Madam Paul. And before I start, good evening, brothers and sisters. It is a pleasure for me to meet you guys again at our 4th and last family meeting of the year 2022. So it has been a very busy year for all of us, but we are happy that we made it up to today. So before we start, I would like to present the family to our members, our new family members, and represent it again for our old members. So without further ado, I will first of all, who we are.
Sorry, please.
Yes.
Sorry. Could you put it to a slideshow?
Having some issues with that one.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear me share it? Hey.
I think it's
Yes.
better you proceed because of time.
Yeah, okay, so the OAAD is a group of multi-professional Afro-descendant PhD holder and PhD holders at home or abroad. Our objective is to enhance the quality of life in Africa through research, technology, and innovation. So our mission is then to doctor solutions for Africa and the world. So we bring together intellectuals from every background to foster development while engaging relevant internal and external stakeholders. So up to now, we have 46 different research groups. And apart from research groups, we also have lots of initiatives that aim to foster our social life and their careers in terms of entrepreneurship and anything we want. So we have the initiative called Paper to Product that aim to encourage our researchers to work on projects that can yield into business, that they can transform into business product later. We also have the peer review and publication co-authorship that our researchers come together to work on papers and then publish. We also have OAD solution for community initiative that have to do with the social. We have network and collaborative research. We have the OMG initiative that is for the master students that aim to groom them, provide PhD opportunities for them, and then help them in their PhD career, to help them to prepare their careers. We also have the organizational development mentorship and many, many others that are not on this list because of the time. So here are some of the capacity building engagement that we have. You can see some like this one. It has to do with the paper to product I've just talked about and many more. So I will go directly to present the current OAAD leadership. So we have Mr. President, Dr. Odi Elijah. He's PhD holder in environmental management from Fudan University in Shanghai. And he's now the co-founder of the World Family Forum, and he is holding many, many more positions. The next is Dr. Ayugi. He's PhD holder in climate system and climate change. He's from Kenya. We have, he's the vice president of East Africa. We have Dr. Mavis Kolobe. She's PhD scholar and she's from Botswana. She's our Southern Africa VP. We have Vice President Central Africa, Dr. Babette. Dr. Taha Hussein Musa is our North African VP. So myself, I'm Hulda from Benin Republic, and I'm the General Secretary. We have Dr. Olayemi Apiz, who is the Assistant General Secretary. We have Dr. Emmanuel, who is our Editor-in-Chief. We have Dr. Leonard, who is the Assistant Editor-in-Chief. We have the PRO, Dr. Hamza Suleiman. The next is Dr. Ididio. She's an Assistant Piero. And our Financial Secretary is Dr. Victoria. We also have Mr. Elisha as the treasurer. So this is the current OAAD ESCO. So I will go directly to present some of the achievements of OAAD in the past. So please allow me. Sorry. Okay, please, can you see my screen? No?
Yes, please, we can see.
Okay. So over the past year, we have already have created 46 research groups and published more than 100 peer-reviewed articles in reputable journals. We run an office in Shanghai with a dedicated staff. We set up a mega research project for 100 co-authors and advancing for another article with 1,000 co-author research projects. We organized over 200 meetings, events, and international conferences, developed the KPI for each office. We also promote entrepreneurial and advancement for our members in form of company establishment and raising capital. We also facilitated ongoing engagement with the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, Investment and Technology Promotion Office. We had 2 events. So we also facilitated engagement and ongoing engagement with African Union, and it resulted into a 7-day international conference that we co-organized with African Union. We also successfully applied for 1 research grant, but we were not awarded because the founders, they prefer to fund a national academic. We also developed an organizational website. We printed OAAD branded promotional materials, implemented live events in Nairobi, published promotional booklets. We also facilitated collaborative activities for over 2,000 researchers around the world. We generated smile for many people in form of job offers. We constantly share job and scholarship opportunities on our platform so people can see those opportunities. We also set up partnership with many international organizations and co-organized meaningful events that we are not going to mention here. We also mentor over 1,000 young Africans, both OAD Master Grooming Initiative members or the OAAD main groups, and even some people who are not in OAAD. We also provide mentorship for some organizations. We also celebrated the first OAAD Women International Day. We established the OAAD Women Network and organized our first digital economic conference. We also organized 4 family meetings to keep in touch with our members. So that is basically what we have done in the past, and we are still driving to do more progress in the future. So this being said, I will hand over to the host to continue. Thank you very much for listening to me. Madam host, Dr. Tabitha.
Yes, yes, please. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much for the great presentation, and allow me to say well done to the current OAAD executive. We are so grateful to have you all leading the train and more grace to you all as we have taken off at a greater speed. Next on our agenda, I have a challenge connecting with my laptop. Not sure why, but if you would just permit me to read the biography of the next speaker. Or if someone can help me share the screen. Next on our agenda is our first speaker.
Okay, you need to share a screen, but you could actually read it even if it's not on the screen. I think it's sufficient.
Okay. I can do that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Our speaker is, pardon me if I don't sound the name very well, Oderinde Olayinka is from Nigeria and was awarded CSC scholarship in 2015 to study chemical engineering and technology at Southeast University Nanjing, China, where he graduated in 2020. His major area is anything materials chemistry, but with a strong focus in nanomaterials design, characterization, and utilization in everyday human challenges. He is currently a lecturer at Lead City University, Ibadan, Nigeria, where he teaches, conducts researches, as well as supervises research projects, undergraduate, masters, and 3 PhD students. 1 undergraduate, 1 master student, and 3 PhD students as major supervisor. Dr. Oderinde is also an international invited lecturer to the Faculty of Mathematics and Sciences, Anthony de Kom University of Suriname, South America, where he lectures and supervises undergraduate students in chemistry. 2 students have been successfully supervised. Dr. Oderinde has a passion for Africa, and when the idea of forming an organization to assist fellow African scholars having issues in their studies in China was shared, he embraced it without hesitation, and that gave birth to Organization of African Academic Doctors, OAAD, of today. He is a member of the OAAD think tank. Dr. Oderinde's journey in OAAD has been and is still very fruitful, as he made several contacts and collaborations which had resulted in too many shared ideas, international links, and publications, about 10 to him on account of his fellowshipping with OAAD members. His philosophy to African researchers is, and I quote, "If you want to move further in your professional journey, be it academic or industry-based, collaboration is the way." And ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Dr. Oderinde to share the greatness that he has carried for us today. Dr. Oderinde, are you here with us, please?
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, please. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, family. I want to say that I'm already home. I wouldn't say that I'm back home because I've always been part of OAD right from the first day that the idea was muted, okay? And till now, I'm still part of OAD. So, but maybe on and off sometimes, I might just be off the platform, but I've always been in OAD. To the Mr. President, Dr. Elijah Oding, all the vice president of the regional bloc of OAD in Africa, the vice president, East Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa, Western Africa, and Northern Africa, the general secretary, and let me just say all other executive members of OAD, the members of the think tank. I used to call you people fellows. So let me just say fellows, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be it in Asia, be it in Europe, be it in Africa, be it in Americas, let me just say good evening to you, good afternoon to me, and whatever time you are, I just wish you a happy Saturday. Okay, like I've been introduced before now, I am Oderinde Olayinka Kehinde. Usually my English name is Kenny, as some of you may have seen on my WeChat. I've been a member of OAD, like I said, right from day one. Presently, I am back home in Africa after the completion of my program. I lecture at the Leeds City University, Ibadan. Not only do I lecture, I also supervise students in research projects, undergraduate and postgraduate. It's a wonderful opportunity, and I'm so delighted that I was gotten across to by the General Secretary, Dr. Hulda Fambo, that I will be making a presentation here today. When she got across to me, I have no reason to object, because if I'm object, that means that I'm trying to avoid being in the family. So even though I'm very busy, but I even have time to be able to make a little presentation. Of course, very few slides that I'm going to make today. Please permit me to be able to share my slide to you people. Please, just a second, please. Coming. So can you see my slide, please?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Here, according to the 1 year, the team for the 1 year anniversary of the President Executive Committee of OAD, the team is making it big in academia and industry with OAD Global Family Resources. Okay. First of all, let me talk about collaboration. According to what you were saying there, it is saying that what is collaboration? What you're saying there is just please. Okay, what you're saying there is that collaboration is like a partnership or a union, that will lead to the act, the act of producing or making something, together. And usually it can take place between two or as many people as possible, can be strangers and or maybe best friends. However, with respect to the issue of OAD, I think some of us do not know each other until we get to China and been on different platforms. From there, we'll go talking. And let me just, at this moment, some of us are very close family members, and that we have graduated from best friend world to very close family members. Okay, now another one there is if you really want to collaborate, then you should be able to, commit to the possibility of producing an outcome greater than one that will be able to develop alone. Because I always tell people, I just like the person that introduced me said, that if you want to go further and farther, the best way for you to do is just to collaborate. And that means that if you think that, you have the best idea, you might just be so surprised that, maybe by the time you share your idea with someone, that person will be able to give you an advancement of your present idea. And you'll just be so surprised that, wow, you think that but at the end of the day, by the time you're sharing, you'll now discover that, your knowledge is limited to yourself. So basically, when you collaborate, you are committed, to the possibility of producing a very greater outcome, okay, than the one that you will have developed alone. Now, at this point, let's quickly go into what is called collaborative research. We're moving from the general perspective of collaboration to the area of academic now. That's where you talk about research. Now here we're talking about what? Collaborative research is a project undertaken between a researcher and another partner. That other partner, are you getting maybe in form of, maybe between what? University researchers, among themselves within a particular university or outside to another particular, or it can be within, let me just say, intra-university or inter-universities, as in collaboration between from one particular university to another. So you can have those partners may come together, and that is the case of OAD. Then another one is that when you have a kind of an industry university collaborative research, and I believe that's a very good initiative that China has taken, because I discovered that not even China, maybe in Europe. Let me just say I'm exposed to China a bit, because you see some professors, sitting on board of companies that they get grants, from a particular company to be able to solve their problem, and they bring the research, the idea to the laboratory, and they use their students to be able to solve the problem. So you have university industry collaborative research, and the other one, which is the third one, is organizational. Are you getting me? Where you have a collaborative research, with government agencies, can be in form of UNICEF, WHO, can be in form of maybe TWOS, as in where you have TWOS funded program, sending researchers, especially Africans all over the world, and can also be with local government or maybe federal government or any form of government agency or any other organized interest group, as you may think about. And the question here is, why do you think that collaboration is very, very important? Why do you think that it is important? Number one, it improves the way your team works together and solves problems. Okay. Now this, like you may have seen that, this, leads to more innovation, efficiency in processes. It increased successes that you may have achieved. Then also it also improved communication. It improves communication, so that when everybody comes together and work as one, the workflows become very smoother. The task can be achieved quicker and very effectively. You have very healthy relationship, okay, that you can form, and productivity can also be improved. And like I said, collaboration, primarily, collaboration with developed countries can also assist universities in less developed countries. Africa, we are focusing on to build their research capacity and also increase their research performance. And I believe that is exactly why OAD is established. Okay, that because we want to increase our research performance, we want to build our research capacity, and at the end of the day, ultimately solving problems. Those myriads of problems that are bedeviling Africa. Let me move on. Okay, now here, I said I'm looking at the power of many. Okay, and let's give a scenario. Now the scenario is this. I don't know how many of us that are Muslims here. Please, you have to pardon me, because I want to use this particular scenario from the Bible. The Bible has said that, one shall kill 1,000 and two shall kill tens of thousands. Imagine that. Look at the power of many. The power of two there is tens, but the Bible never said that just 1/10. So tens of thousands. So if two, imagine one will kill 1,000. That means that one will be able to achieve maybe little. Okay. Now two will be able to achieve multiples in tens. Now, how much more when you are now 3 and 4 and 5, possibly 10, and like OAD is projecting, they're looking at 1,000 co-authored, publication. Wow. So what do you think 1,000 could have achieved? If you have all of you putting all your eggs together, trying to achieve one singular, you just say that that aim that you're trying to achieve is going to be gigantic, or let me just say very conflagrating. Okay, now here, according to according to a quote there by Helen Keller, it said that alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. And you can see, that particular figure that image that I'm given there. You look at those people, by your right hand side, they are researchers, or let me just say, they are individuals, but they are standing alone. Okay, they are standing alone. Of course, they can achieve, but they are not going. They cannot be able to achieve as much as the one that you are having on your left-hand side. You can see them holding their hands together. Basically, if we're able to, like, mirror their face, from that, you see that maybe possibly they are smiling and maybe laughing, and what they are happy. But here you see these people standing alone. Okay, when you are alone, you can't be smiling at yourself, except maybe something happened. Okay, but when you are together, well, you look younger, everything in you becomes rejuvenated. Okay, well, you smile, you laugh, and well, you talk, and from your talking, you share ideas. And that's exactly what you're seeing there, that they are saying, the images were trying to let you know that a team of 4 people is much more effective than 4 individuals working alone. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Okay, now when you're talking about team this time around, it's an effective team can utilize their individual strengths, utilize their individual strength and resources. They solve challenges by brainstorming different perspectives. They create sense of purpose, belonging, and achievement, and they tackle bigger and more problems and more complex challenges. Okay. Now, looking at this, all of us, in OAD, we can leverage, are you getting me, from our individual strength and talent, with the help of a cohesive and collaboration environment. Like I've always said, collaboration is key. Now, I would not want to finish this without telling you about my OAD story. Okay, it just started. Let me just say, I think, was it late December? No, I think it started maybe first week in January 2020. Of course, Dr. Elijah and I had been, friends, on some platform before now. And it just got across to me one day and just said, oh, Olayinka, I have this, burning desire in me that, how about, we forming a kind of a group, an organization, that can be able to bring African scholars in China together, knowing fully well that we know that most African scholars in China, they have issues with their respective academic researches, knowing fully well that most of our supervisors, nearly all our supervisors are Chinese, and quite a lot of them don't speak good English. So, of course, many of them push, the research work towards that, okay, just go and come up. Okay, they will just tell you, okay, this is an idea that I have, just come up with something. Some people might not even just ask you to go and, come up with something on your own. And oftentimes you see, African, researchers in China on their own, because we know that our Chinese don't really share their mindset with you. In fact, if you go to some of them, they will tell you that, well, I'm sorry, I can't assist you, I'm busy. And when you check what they're doing, they are not really doing, and they just don't want to assist. And maybe you have few of them that will be able to assist, but we all know that quite a lot of them, are you getting me, always will try to excuse you when it comes to your assistance and sharing ideas. Okay, now the idea came, and I told you, of course, that I also had that burning desire, but I don't know how to go about it. Right from that day, he emitted the idea, I accepted the idea, and we started reaching out. And that is exactly what you have as OAD today. And while we're trying to gather people, as many people as possible that we know that are PhD scholars all around the place. I remember that I have Professor Edmond Sangayado. I've already related with him. He is my LinkedIn contact. And there was by that time he and we talked. I just remember that Dr. Edmond is in China. I got across to him. Sir, we have this burning idea in our mindset. Could you just part of us? And he said, wow, that's beautiful. So we don't know. And I know that Dr. Edmond has been with us even till this moment, even though he's no longer in China. Okay, then we got across so many people. And I remembered the first webinar we had was on COVID. And Dr. Elijah pushed it to me that, okay, come up with something that we are going to talk on the webinar. And I said, okay, fine, let's talk about what? How we can use COVID to be able to do publication, knowing fully well that COVID-19 has affected all stratas of life, be it academic or wherever. Okay, that, gave birth to our first webinar on OAD. And I talked on that particular day. Now, this is where the power of this is where the power of word getting out, now comes in. I remember immediately after that day, there's one particular person who is presently the vice president of North Africa. We're from the same university, but we're in different campuses and we don't even know each other. Now, he just got across to me back door. Kenny, you said that you're in Southeast University. I said, yes. Which one? I said, I'm in what? The other campus, the outskirts campus. He said, I'm in the city campus. I said, wow, okay. Right from that day, we've been friends. We've gone beyond best friend. We're now family member because even as of yesterday, we still talk. And not just talking. I have gained a lot from that particular person, that vice president North Africa, because he's a very great mentor. He had mentored so many people. Of course, OAD can testify to that. And what we still talk to this day, and we've done beautiful, publications together. And we're still doing, because we still have one that we're trying to fine tune our document. But apart from that, I want to say that right from that particular day that we discussed that we talked on that particular webinar, I don't know, but I can be able to count, as in from my part, that nothing less than 10 to 15 publications came out of that first webinar for Africans that are in China. Power of what? Power of reaching out, power of building team. And you see people coming together, and every time we talked on OAD, we talked about collaboration. And from that, so many research groups started coming up. I remember when I also made the idea of microplastic group, microplastic, that is only in South Africa that they've written, publication about microplastic. Every other parts of, the remaining African country, microplastic research is what? Is not existing. And I know that what? The group, microplastic research group, the idea was meted, it was created, and I could say that the group has published nothing less than 4 to 5 publications now. Okay, just a minute, please. So that is exactly what I'm saying. Now, looking at that, so many publications have, emanated from that microplastic research group. Not even that too. I want to say that so many other webinars that we have had, I am a very good example of a beneficiary of OAD, because I want to say that, please, I'm not bragging. I want to say that by the time I was leaving China in 2020 November, I left China November 1, 2020. I arrived home November 2, 2020. And by January, I have already had 41 publications on my Scopus platform. As of today, with collaboration with my Asian friends and my OAD family, I think by the end of this month, let me just say by the end of December, this year ending, I should be talking about maybe 67 or 68. Okay, and that is the power of collaboration. Okay, that is the power of collaboration that I'm talking about. I have, benefited immensely from OAD as a family. Okay, and what? I am still benefiting because there are so many projects as well write-ups that we have outlined, that some of them we are shifting to next year to kickstart. Another beautiful story of what OAD collaboration, collaboration of sharing idea is this. I've had this, I got involved with a particular, research work in 2009 and 2010. And I've had the data all the while. This data is raw data, more than 10,000 results. And that is the only data that you are going to have, that we have up to this moment in the whole of Africa. And it's on, it's on environmental management, talking about air pollution. We worked on vehicular exhaust. I just got across to someone who is a member of OAD2 in Transportation Research Group. I just got across to him, Dr. Kofi, I have this data. You are into transport. I'm in chemistry. Of course, we can collaborate together. Is there any way in which we can be able to push, this data into publication? He checked the data and said, wow, this data is enormous. But Kenny, do you mind if I invite maybe about 2 or 3 people? I said, of course, please bring as many as possible that you think can be able to work with us. The more, the merrier. Now, I want to tell you now that right from the day those people were invited and we started having a meeting, I've always had the mind that what we are going to do we're going to produce one manuscript from that research work, but based on our discussion. I now discover that people from diverse backgrounds were brought in. Artificial intelligence, environmental health, this and that. One idea has already been broken down into 4. We've submitted our first manuscript, which is under review. The second one is about to be submitted. We're putting finishing touches to it. We still have 2 other ones. Imagine if I had kept the idea to myself, I believe I may not have written any. But sharing with one person, are you getting me? I thought I could be able to write one. But at the end of the day, bringing in so many people from diverse background, it has, increased to 4. And do you know what? By the time all those 4, are coming out, my name is going to be on that. And at the end of the day, it's going to increase my visibility. Mind you, my institution affiliation is going to be on it. So my institution is also going to benefit from it because it's going to push them to global limelight. And not even that. My H index, which is my international visibility, will also be on the increase. And that is exactly what we talk about, the power of collaboration. And that's exactly what OAD is all about. I want to enjoin all of us, because all of us, we have all platforms that you may think of have been created for each and every one of us on OAD platform. And as many people as possible are members. We want that particular group to be active. We want you to bring out something. Mind you, you are not bringing it out for OAD. You are also assisting yourself, and you are assisting Motherland. Now, the General Secretary could be me with, that's Dr. Huda. There was a particular time where she got across to me and she just said, Dr. Kenny, I have this idea in the area of maybe, resources for financial aid. Yeah, if I remember very well. Dr. Huda, is that right?
Yes,
Are you there,
it was about FDI and
resources for financial aid.
Infrastructure. Yeah, something about Chinese FDI and resource for infrastructure. That.
Okay, now because she came about, that's okay, fine. How do we look at all these multinationals from Asia, from Europe, coming to Africa, taking our natural resources and now telling us that they're giving us infrastructure? Does it worth it? Is it complementary? Okay, and we share this idea. I believe we talked about 3 weeks. Anyway, I know that the idea is still burning, because I know that she still has that idea in her mind, and I know that it's going to materialize. I've related with as many groups as possible. I've even gotten across to social science group. Now let's talk about this issue of the impact of wars and wars, with respect to the effect on children and sustainable development goal. I have related with the coordinator and the secretary. We've shared the idea. So that is, when you have idea, you share the idea. You bring people together of like minds, and you put that your idea into something that will be a reality. So that is what you've seen. Like I said, I have been a very good beneficiary of OAD's goodwill. OAD as a group, OAD as a family, because not only have I made friends, I've had best friends, and I've also had family members on OAD at this moment. So many things that that are beyond what I can describe are exactly what I have benefited from OAD. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very beautiful journey, starting with OAD and even been with OAD at this point. And I don't think that I am ready to quit OAD, in the nearest future. I don't think so, because OAD has created a platform for all of us. And what we need to be able to tap into that platform and maximize the potential of OAD. Now, to Mr. President and every other executive members, I know that your position is transient. You will leave the position one day. But I also want to join those people that will want to continue from where they will be stopping. That I have one thing in mind, that we as OAD can partner with African Development Bank. That is our own, okay? By the time we share our vision with them, okay, then they can support us, academic-wise. Academic-wise in the sense that, please, some of you are still in China, some of you are in Europe, some of you are in other parts of Asia or America. But those of us that are back home, we are having challenges of accessing articles. I'm talking about accessing Scopus and science read, except that we have to be making use of maybe Sci-Hub, okay? So at that point, we can also get across African Development Bank. This is our vision. You can support us. You can sponsor us and do subscription for us so that our people back home can still be able to keep up with the trends of the research they are coming back. They are living abroad, to come back, so that we can always keep ourselves abreast, because that is the issue we are having. But by the time we are done with what we're doing, abroad, we've discovered that coming back home, the fire will just be, moving down. But I'm not ready to let my fire move down. Okay, I keep firing it in all cylinders and at all points. So, to Mr. President, all other executive members of OAD, ladies and gentlemen here present, that is my story with OAD. And at that particular point, let me end, this particular, little presentation of mine, with the last part of the PPT that you're seeing in front of you there, saying that according to what Robert John Mahan said, the most valuable resource that we all have is each other. And that is OAD, each other. Without collaboration, our growth is limited to our own perspective. And like it's been said of me, if you want to go further and farther in your career, whatever career path you've chosen, then I want to say that collaboration is the way out. Thank you, and God bless you.
Amen. Wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Oderinde. We celebrate you, sir. Thank you for the beautiful presentation. Thank you for opening our minds to see much more and celebrate what the future holds for us all. In the interest of time, I, with permission, request that we have the Q&A for this session now, and then we shall have the next speaker. So if you have any questions, please, either you can type it in the chat or you can raise your hand. Is that okay with us? Anybody with a question?
Please, anyone that has any question, please, I'm very much ready to, answer all of you.
Yeah, good evening all. I'm raising my hand.
Oh, okay. Mustafa?
Yeah.
Please ask your question.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me begin by showing my appreciation to the organization and you, the presenter. Thank you for the wonderful presentation and sharing your ideas with us. Please, Doctor, I would like to ask, looking at the achievement made so far by you, I want to believe you must have been passing through maybe some of the pathway that some of us have been experiencing in terms of trying to, may I call it, negotiating with colleagues or trying to persuade and convince them to join hands to write a paper and then get it being done within maybe the shortest period of time possible.
Okay.
How have you been, I mean, coping with the issue of people trying to hijack an idea that you bring in and perhaps trying to either frustrate you, to either leave the issue of the paper, or they will just delay it unnecessarily? What kind of maybe strategies do you use to address this kind of things? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mustafa. Let me just quickly answer to that. Of course, we've had, issues, along those particular journey, people trying to slow your work down. In fact, let me just say there's a work that we have been on, since early this January this year till now. We invited some people and we gave them 1 month to be able to submit their work. In fact, that 1 month is, we have it at the back of my mind that we're going to extend it by another 2 weeks. But let me just say, well, since January till now, we keep changing some people and changing some people because they would just don't want to do anything. They would just be giving you excuses. Okay. Now I'm not trying to mention, I'm not trying to mention country, but those of my friends that are back home, because the kind of fire that was given to us while we're in Asia, are you getting me? It's quite different from the one you have at home. Okay. So maybe at home you see some people not trying to measure up to the kind of speed that you were coming up with. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so at that point, the only thing you can do is that, well, if they are delaying you too much, brother, please remove them from the group.
But does it have any, may I say, maybe social implication, if not academic implication or intellectual implication?
Brother, you want to move further. And that,
sure.
Some people are trying to drag you back. Okay. You have a vision, and your vision is for a particular mission.
Yeah, of course.
You will do everything possible not to allow anyone to slow you down or to drag you behind. So whatever it will take you, brother, do. Now, write that person, okay, get across to that person. Because like you're saying, when it comes to issue of publication, okay, if you just remove that person from the group without giving that person, let me just say what's called, officially query, as well, kind of a prior knowledge and conversation between you were indicating that you are delaying this one. Give that person, are you getting me? The ample of opportunity, okay? Give us it this time. If that person was not yielding, give him or her more time, a little bit of more time. However, as you're doing so, sir, let everything be in black and white. Okay? Let everything be in black and white. Now, in the sense that by the time you remove that person, and the work, are you getting me? It's now to get out. That person might just raise hands, maybe to that particular journal, that conflict of interest. Then at that point, you will have evidence, are you getting me? To let anyone know, are you getting me? To let anyone know that this person has been given this ample opportunity, but he or she wouldn't just be part of us. So the reason why, so of course you have something to be able to defend yourself. Sir, do not allow anyone, are you getting me, to delay you. Of course, give that person ample opportunity, ample time to explain themselves. If you think that all the excuses are not genuine or not tenable, sir, please expunge the person from your group. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so There are two questions in the chat, but Doctor, can you allow me to move these questions after the next speaker? Is that okay?
Okay, please.
Thank you very much. They are taken note of, and we shall continue. So ladies and gentlemen, again, a hand of applause to our presenter for the great mind that he has shared with us selflessly. So our next speaker is, I think commonly known as Leo, which is Leonard. Just a moment, please. Okay, great. I have just been corrected that for today, only the presentation and the current speaker that we have is all we have for today, with more time that is allocated for the Q&A. And Dr. Leo will be the speaker for tomorrow. That is the correction that I've been given. So implying, Dr. Derinde, can we continue, please? Are you still here with us?
Of course, yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much. Allow me read the questions in the chat box. The first one says, Dr. Kenny, what are some of the challenges you have encountered in the process of doing collaborative work? How did you overcome those challenges, if any? I read it again. Dr. Kenny, what are some of the challenges that you have encountered in the process of doing collaborative work? How did you overcome those challenges, if any?
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. I think that question is being asked by my senior colleague and a very good friend from another mother. Okay, Dr. Ayugi, thank you very much for this particular question. Those challenges that I have is having someone of same mind. You know, if you have an idea, I get to me trying to get, you know, people that have the same mind as you, as they want to achieve success. I get with the same speed. Let me just say with the same speed and vision that you have. Of course, you are the initiator of the idea, okay? You are the initiator of the idea, no doubt, but getting people that can be able to work with you with the same passion and the same speed that you want, you know, that particular, you know, idea or to come to materialization, or you want that particular project to get implemented, are those challenges that you can have. Like I said, now that work, there's this particular work that I wouldn't know if Dr. Jackson is online. There's a particular work, Dr. Jackson, you know, there's a particular idea he conceptualized and he called me into it, and we've been, you know, trying to get people of like mind. However, like I said, you know, the kind of the mindset we have with respect to Asia, you know, where we're coming from is different from those people that studied at home. Okay. Now, getting those people to be able to work at the same speed with you is a very big challenge. Not even that. Now, trying to tell these people, because we know that, of course, even though we're going to use our money to buy what data, you know, abroad, but, you know, buying that data, a very good example in Nigeria, is expensive. Not even that, you are not buying the what, you are not buying the what for the value that you paid for. That's number two. Now, number three is what? The availability of the internet at that particular time. And number four is the mindset of those people, are you getting me, to buying what data? I have so many friends that, you know, till now, when they buy data, are you getting me? They'll still what? What's it called? Shutting their data down on their phone. I can't do that because I have to be on WeChat. I have to what, get across to my friends on WeChat. I have to be, you know, on several other platforms. I don't shut down, okay? And now getting these people, now telling these people that you spend as much as, as much as 10,000 Naira. I think 10,000 Naira is about 100 yuan plus. Let me just say 100 yuan. Are you getting me? Per month on data. They'll be telling you, wow, that's too much. I said, I have to keep myself updated. I have articles that I have to download. I have, you know, this that I have to do. They are seeing you, are you getting, moving up or what? Being up at that particular high level. Now, they are, how do I put it? They are envying you or they are admiring at that particular high level. But for them to be able to move up to you, as in what, do kind of pay the sacrifices you are paying to get to that level is a challenge, okay? So those are the challenges that we have. Getting people of like minds and what, getting people of what, same speed, because you have a target, you have a vision, are you getting me? And you want to deliver your mission. Those are the great challenges. Like I said, if you think that some people are dragging you behind, okay, and well, you've given them the opportunity, are you getting what, to keep up with the pace, but they keep dragging you behind. Sir, please get yourself disentangled from them, or else you'll not be able to achieve your mission. Okay, those are exactly what I have to say. Thank you very much.
Wow. I think this answer just connects with the previous answer and kind of the question. Thank you very much for the answer. Disconnect. Okay, so lastly, can we do it in like the next 2 minutes? There's a question: how to deal with people that use you to their advantage for collaboration, but they don't give credit, or they don't give you credit. I read it again. How do you deal with people that use you to their advantage for collaboration, but they don't give you credit? Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. The person that is asking this question is also very known to me, but I want to say that to the person who asked the question, maybe I'll have to ask those questions. That person, maybe you were discussing with that person, and that person, you know, is trying to, you know, get some clarification from you, as in get, let me just say, detailed information from you as regards to that. Maybe that is your expert, that is your field expertise. But at the end of the day, that person now use, you know, all the information he or she, you know, gets from you, what, to do something, but you are not giving credit. The first thing you need to do is, why don't you get across to that person? Or maybe, as in get across to that person that, okay, you saw this particular infringement. Of course, maybe while you were discussing, except that person didn't tell you what he or she wanted to use that particular information for. If it is something that will be published, I believe the person asking, you know, trying to get some clarification from you here and there, you automatically should become a co-author because you have made contributions. And that is exactly what OAD is all about. Now, it now depends on maybe the width of your contribution in that particular work. That will now determine your position in the author of in the authorship list. Okay, but here, if that person is getting the information from you, are you getting it? And the person eventually uses it. Neither does the person put you in what, the authorship list or in acknowledgement. I think what you need to get across to that person and let the person explain the reason why he or she did that. Okay, if that person is able to give you a very concrete, you know, response, of course, you may forgive that person for what doing that at that time. Another one will not happen. Okay. Now, because getting across to that person will know that I can't just use this person, are you getting me, for free and just let go. Okay. Next time the person want to get across to you, he or she will think about it twice. Okay. And that, okay, I think I'm getting what the response from here from the person who asked the question, that you contributed to the write-up and the person did not include you in the, either in the list of author or, wow, really, not in the list of authorship or even acknowledgement. I think what there's a, Mr. President can bear me witness, not only Mr. President, there was a case that happened, you know, with respect to the microplastic research group. One of them that they added, they were, as one of the members that they've already agreed what to write a manuscript. They were sending manuscript to that person. That person was possibly reading or not reading. Of course, that person was writing another manuscript that is tailored in their direction, but did not even mention any form of conflict of interest at the beginning. Okay. By the time that person's work was published, they saw it, they raised the issue. That's one reason why OAD, are you getting me, has, you know, what is called the ethics committee, except that person is not an OAD member, then you might have to let the person know that what he or she did is totally wrong, not totally wrong as in what ordinarily, but totally wrong academically, because you contributed to the write-up. And I believe there are conversations between you in form of black and white, because if you had wanted to take it up, you could have written to that particular journal that there's a conflict of interest. The manuscript could have been withdrawn, but you don't want to do that. But like you have said, we are forgiving that person, but you were shocked. Of course, you will be shocked. We are all human, okay? We are all human. And that at the end of the day, we should, are you getting me, be able to give the opportunity for that to happen. Now, if it has happened once, I don't think it will ever happen to you again if you allow that person to know and will give that person a kind of let me just say, a very sound warning, but maybe a subtle one, because if you let the person know, that person will not be able to toy with you again. Okay. Now, okay, if the person is not an OAT member, let the person know that what he or she did was wrong, and that if you had wanted to take the matter up, you could have as well written to the journal that there's a conflict of interest there, and that if you threaten that particular person, maybe that person, the person will apologize because he or she knows that you have the right, are you getting me, with respect to conflict of interest on that particular one. Okay, so that we have. But if that person is an OAD member, I believe OAD has a platform for ethics committee, the issue can be brought up and we investigate and that person, the issue will be resolved. And if an action is to be taken, maybe a kind of a punishment, I know that the members of the ethics committee will do that, with justice. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Wow, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the time. Thank you for answering the question with so much clarity. Okay, there is another question that is coming from Sharon. What if someone collaborates in your write-up, but your school doesn't allow co-authorship? I read it again. Please, what if someone collaborates in your write-up, but your school doesn't allow co-authorship?
That's a very beautiful one, because I know that some supervisors don't allow anyone, outside their lab, to be a co-author on their paper. Sharon, please, you have to let that person know, okay, that, okay, like someone, Dr. Hamzat, stated here that contributing in a particular work may not necessarily qualify you to be a co-author. But if there's an agreement that you want to be a co-author, and the person who is bringing you in agree to that, of course, you automatically become. But if you just don't want to, be, and you just want to assist, of course, that is accepted. But I want to say that if there is an agreement between you and that person, okay, you are just assisting me, my university doesn't allow this, okay, the person will know initially, okay? But even if you don't put the name of the person as a co-author, I believe, you can put that person as acknowledgement, if that person accepts that. But if the person will not accept acknowledgement, but insist on co-authorship, then you don't have any choice. Are you getting me? That to look for someone that will assist you without asking for co-authorship, elsewhere, okay? Because like I am at home presently. I know so many people that I've assisted back at home. In fact, like I said, I do a lot of collaboration. I'm collaborating with some, law lecturers from my university at the moment. In fact, we've submitted, some manuscript, but they were saying they want to put my name, and I do tell them, please don't put my name. Chemistry doesn't have anything to do with law. Of course, we have laws in chemistry, but this one is different. Okay, then it's not going to be useful for me. Are you getting me? And they said, we just have to have you. I said, okay, fine. If you want to have my name, you can just put it in acknowledgement. But I don't really, it doesn't really bother to me, okay? Because I know that I'm not going to put my name on your, social science or maybe law or any other one that is outside chemistry, or let me just say world of environment, okay? So there has been an agreement between us at the beginning, okay? So not necessarily that until you contribute someone's work that you must, by force, by fire, be a co-author. You can just ordinarily assist, but let there be an agreement at the beginning, okay, that this that I'm doing, my name will be there. Oh, okay, fine. This is exactly the condition, that we're going to work with. So I believe that agreement at the beginning will assist you so that there wouldn't be any form of conflict of interest. Thank you.
Hello.
Okay, there's a hand up.
Mustafa again, okay?
I'm sorry, doctor, to come back again.
I think if the moderator, agrees to you, sir.
Okay.
Madam Moderator, because I know you are checking your time.
He was already speaking, so please.
Okay, Dr. Mustafa, please, your questions.
All right, doctor, thank you. Doctor, I would like to learn from your experience or have a suggestion from you.
Okay, sir.
I don't know whether you have come across this kind of situation whereby you just discuss with a colleague or some of them, and they will contact you privately that I learned your paper has been returned from review. Will you please add my name? I will pay the money.
Of course.
Of course, situation. And
okay.
Already you have maybe 1 or 2 names of people that have worked on it. Actually, they contributed intellectually and they are ready for financial contribution. But from the just suddenly one will appear and keep begging you that he wants his name also to be there. And finally, maybe I would like you to give us some advice. I think maybe you have given this some times ago, but if possible to repeat it. People, as now you discuss, you mentioned about law paper, people wanted to write your name in it as co-author, but you tell them, no, just acknowledge. Some people, of course, there is issue of, how can I say, knowledge, multidisciplinary approach to paper and other things like that. But at times, to me, it's very awkward being in art just to find myself maybe in biology, just without any relation. Just simply because I want to get publication.
Yes.
Maybe you'll give us some advice on this, please.
Okay, let me start from the end. Let me start from the end. Please, like I said, it's not okay. It's not advisable you being in, let me just say, natural science, having your names here and there on social science publications is not advisable. Okay. Now, if anyone that you've assisted wanted to put your name in those particular, in their manuscript that is to be submitted to anything outside your field, please let them know. It's not that you're trying to brag, okay, that you don't just want to have your name on any publication, but that it is against, are you getting me? Let me just say, publication ethics, because by the time it gets your promotion and they want to use it, of course, those people that are on the promotion board, they will also vet, are you getting me, your publication and try to expunge those ones that are not your own. So it's not just, having your name here and there, of course, but it is what, having your name in that particular, publication or journal that matters to you. So let them know, okay, that you are assisting them, not because you want your name, are you getting me, in their write-up. But like I said, if they insist on having your name, you can just tell them to have your name on acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is okay. And they can only put your name on acknowledgement. Okay, not maybe from the department or whatever, and trying to put all your, paraphernalia. I get in the acknowledgement. I get in, you are talking about somebody in law, someone that have written a manuscript in law, now want to put your name that is called signed, and now say, okay, maybe Dr. Mustafa, okay, so, and maybe from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. No, tell them not to put all your other paraphernalia. Just say, okay, maybe Dr. Mustafa. Okay, let it be there. So that at the end of, by the time you see that manuscript being public, of course, your joy that you have assisted, okay, and that they are acknowledging you, okay, appreciating you, but that you don't want to have your name there. Let them know, okay, because if it gets to what level of promotion, they will remove that publication from the list which they will use to promote you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that now the issue of adding my name, I think there was a particular. If Mr. President is online and so many other people on this particular platform, there's a particular publication that was shared on OAD at that time. Add My Name Parody is a publication of someone from I think maybe University of Benin that wrote, and it was published on very good journal. I think maybe Taylor and Francis, or maybe Talanta also. No, it's not Talanta. I think we're Taylor and Francis, or maybe Taylor and Francis or Wiley. Okay, now that person, ridiculed Nigerians as in Nigerian researcher. Saying that most Nigerian researchers usually want their name to be added. Now look at this scenario. You have written the manuscript. The manuscript has gone for your revision and back for you to revise. Now someone is now asking you, add my name to it. Now, I don't know the kind of journal that you must have submitted that at the particular manuscript to. Okay. Now, if they are those ones that are on all those big, publishing platforms, the editor will tell you that if you are adding a name on this revision, you have to justify the reason why the name is being added. And I believe your justification must be very strong. Now, if it is a research work that is laboratory based, are you getting me? And they ask you, okay, maybe go and do this particular research, this and that, add it to broaden your point here. You may add the name and say that, okay, maybe this person assisted in doing this particular, scale up research that you are adding to this. But you, like I said, the editor will say, you must give out a very strong reason. Are you getting me? Why you are adding this person in your response back to the editor. Yeah. That is one. That is you are doing either subscription or maybe open access on those big journals. But if it's on local journal, okay, I don't know how that one is because, sir, before I came to China, I've done some local journals. Yeah, of course, like Dr. Edmond did say that, of course, that time we're still naive. But now I try to be very careful where the manuscript that I'll get myself involved, which will go to, okay? And worst, I will look for Scopus Index, okay? Not just local journal, because I'm trying to push myself to international limelight. Yeah. I have not gotten to where I want to, because I have someone that I'm looking up to, okay? I am an upcoming researcher, and I'm still trying my best, and I'm still moving on. But I try to be mindful of where I send my article, except maybe I want to assist maybe colleagues back at home, okay, that are doing maybe local journal, and they want to say, okay, put my name. I know that I will just want to use that one I get me, just maybe for local promotion, not for international promotion. Okay, so like I said, that if you are adding a name after it's come back for revision, then what? To those big journal platforms, you will, give a very strong reason why you are adding. If you have a very strong reason and the editor accepts it, fine. If not, they will not. But if it's a local journal, sir, do the needful, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Duinde. Thank you for the time to answer all these questions. And that brings us to the end of the Q&A. And again, we appreciate you for the time. Thank you very much for the sacrifice amidst your busy schedule. And we have learned a lot. We are so grateful to God for your life. Before we move to the next segment, nicely, our meeting is going to end earlier today. Someone should be celebrating. Please let us be reminded that we have the continuation of this tomorrow. And definitely greater, that is the end of a matter. So we are so expecting that tomorrow is better. Because we expect so big. The topic for tomorrow's meeting is about collaboration in entrepreneurship. So for all of us who have interest, and I'm sure that all of us who are here today have interest in this particular segment, collaboration in entrepreneurship. I see someone's hand that is still up. Oh, okay.
Please, Madam Moderator, please, if you just give me just a minute. I want to once again, congratulate the executive members on the celebration of their 1-year anniversary. However, I am of the opinion that maybe you should have shared, the celebration cake on OAD platforms all across the world. Okay, I heard that. But one thing that I also mentioned earlier that I want the executive committee to work on is please, Mr. President, Madam General Secretary, and every other members of OAD, let us try to assist our people back. We are going through a lot. I can say that I'm trying my very possible best to keep my head above water when it comes to your research and assessing articles. But some people may not have the passion that I do, because coming back home, most of our passion gets reduced, the kind of the environment that we have back at home. But if the executive committee and OAD Global can use, the strength that we have to get across to all those big donor agencies, especially African Development Bank, then so that they can be able to, make us have access to Scopus so that we can keep up with our research. You understand what I'm saying? Because many of us, we've done a particular research in China or maybe every other part of the world. Those things may not be possible back at home, okay? And if you want to do, you have to know the extent to where that particular research, that particular research idea is at that particular moment. We don't have, okay? So if you can do that for us, it will be a very, very great support for those of us back at home. Thank you very much, madam.
Okay, great. Thank you very much again. Thank you very much. I am tempted to ask a question before you disappear from us on this platform. What advice in a minute would you give? Because it's like, since you have a background of China, what advice would you give international students who are contributing actively on Chinese patents, but either their names don't appear anywhere or they are translated into Chinese? So it's like, really, the contribution just disappears in thin air.
And you have contributed into the patent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I think it has to do with a lot of that you are going to have in China. That cannot be disputed. Okay, a lot of that you're going to have in China. But I want to say that by the time you're doing that, everything comes down to your supervisor. Okay, everything comes down to your supervisor. And one thing I will say is that if you have a very good relationship with your Chinese colleagues, I did, and it was very wonderful for me. If you have a very good relationship with your Chinese colleagues, you will enjoy them far better. Okay, I have a Chinese friend who is not in my lab, but about 2 labs away from me. Okay, the guy still send me his manuscript till tomorrow and asked me to make my particular contribution, come in form of editing. Okay, look at this topic, is it okay? This and this and that. And he will retain the references because, the mindset of some of them might just, if I send my reference, you just go and publish it back. But this one will retain all the reference because what? He's so much, we've kind of like built a trust. Okay, now relate with your Chinese colleagues. I don't know how crazy or whatever they can be. Of course, some Chinese colleagues will not want to relate with you, but some of them will still relate with you. Now, because when I got to China, okay, I discovered that, of course, I can speak English. These people might not be able to speak English. Not that they cannot speak English, but they are not that very fast. So what I do is that I try to bring my English language down. I also studied Chinese for 1 year. So I use the mixture of my Chinese and English to relate with them. Now, I discovered that even my supervisor is just maybe a few years older than me, 3 years. I'm the eldest in the lab. But, madam, I left all those my age back at home because I've already had the mind that I am in China to succeed, and I want to succeed excellently. So everything that I need to do, I bring myself down to below them, okay, for them to carry me along. They have much knowledge than me, and I relate with them with open mind. I, try to poke nose in what they are doing, though even they don't call me into some of them. But I want to tell you that I don't really have any issue, okay, aside just one. All those ones that I met under my supervisor, that left me with my supervisor, that I even left behind, I never had issue with them, all of them. And in fact, we do a lot of great works together. And for little of my contribution that I may have made in their work, they add me as a co-author because I made myself indispensable in the lab. So it now depends, like you were saying that okay, you made contribution to the patent, your name is missing. It depends on the kind of relationship that you are having with them. Because I still have very good relationship with them today. Now, maybe you don't know, when some Africans leave a particular lab in China, maybe they go elsewhere or they come back home, they will remove their name from that particular lab group, right? My name is still on the group. Because if I see anything that's related to their work, as maybe most recent article, I still screenshot and send to them. My supervisor will still give me a clap. It still send number that I also pick. You understand? So it depends on the relationship that you have with those people. Okay. But I know that some of them can just act the other way around and just try to do things backdoor because they might be thinking that they don't want to soil. They don't want your name to soil their Chinese name. Okay. But if that is the case and you say that, why don't you take it up with your supervisor? That you can do. Because mind you, even if they do that, they will tell you that this is China. It is their patent, okay? Now, because all those things are still to them. All those things will still be to them and for them. But if you know any form of infringement, relate it with your supervisor. It will give you a very good explanation for that. Now, because that patent, to the best of my knowledge, could be could have been sponsored by some Chinese companies. Are you getting me? Who will want it to be all Chinese names? I've seen that in my lab. Okay, I've seen that in my lab. When they get grant from that particular companies, they want They want everything, and they don't even come into their meeting. But I'm working in one particular aspect of that work, they are working in the other, but they don't come into meeting. So then I believe that whatever patent they may have done, my name wouldn't have been there because I didn't even see my name on any patent. So relate with that with your supervisor on that particular issue. But one thing is that try to have very good relationship with your Chinese colleague and you will enjoy them anyway. I did, and I did enjoy them too.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for that answer. I think, yes, Dr. Freeman, are you there?
Yes.
Over to you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. I thought I won't be given this time. Let me be quick. Yeah, I was actually invited recently to this organization. Now, and have learned that about maybe 4 WeChat groups, which I assume maybe the membership is 1,500 plus. So like we discussed about finding ourselves, I'm from chemistry, collaborating with someone from law, which is not good. How does the leadership of this organization help us identify the members who are within our scope? Like I'm from chemistry, and then from the 1,500, how does the leadership help me find out my colleagues who might be very helpful to me, or who I can help within chemistry or biology or physics? Yes, and also the second one is about the affiliation. I saw the recent publication in the group. I saw the affiliation, OAD was there. So when should a member include OAD in the manuscript? And how do we become like members? Is it by WeChat, or there is a system where we become formal members? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Freeman. Being a former member of the ESCO and a member of the think tank, and I know that OAD has been doing great, very great, from the inception to this moment. I give them kudos for that. The one you said is what the leadership, assist you to identify people in your field. But when we're talking, we said when they were introducing this particular program, I don't know if you have been added to any group at all. OAD has more than 40 research groups. Now, if you know that your field is related to this particular area, you are encouraged to join the research group. Now, on the research group, you are not expected to keep silent. Okay, if you have any research idea, why don't you put it on your platform? Okay, I have this particular research idea. Okay, anyone interested? Now, if you see, you might be so surprised that some people will indicate their interest. And maybe if they don't indicate they are present that day, and you want that thing when you're done, why don't you keep asking? Okay, now, if you now eventually will discover that people are not, trying to come out to indicate their interest, relate with the president. The president has a way of trying to bring everyone together. He's very good at that. He's a good orator. Okay, he likes writing. I give him for that. Sometimes, when I wake up in the morning and I see all his oration, I sometimes like, wow. You understand what I'm saying? So if you expected to belong to a particular research group and talk, not to keep silent. Now, by the time you give out a research idea, people join you, they will also bring out theirs too, okay, and also join you. From there, you are collaborating, you are moving up. 1 idea is becoming 2, 2 is becoming 4. Well, let's just talk about, that's arithmetic. Let's talk about geometric progression. 4 is becoming 16, 16 is becoming, you understand what I mean? So that, belong to a particular group, don't keep silent. Look for those people, right, I have this idea, who can join me? Okay, 1, 2, and 3, before you know it, all of you come together, you cannot create a subgroup, okay? And from there, you push forward. That's number 1. Now, number 2 is that you were saying that I want to get having OAD as an affiliation on your manuscript. It is not compulsory. However, we do that to promote OAD as an organization, because OAD is a platform of African researchers, African scholars, and we want OAD to be known at the international scene. That was the reason why we agreed that okay, fine, if you want to promote OAD, you can use OAD as your second or third or one of your affiliation. However, like I said, it is not compulsory. And if your supervisor, okay, does not agree to that, please don't force yourself. Okay, but if you have used OAAD members to write your work, okay, it is expected that what, because OAD has given you something, it is expected that what you give back to OAD. So the reason why we usually say that, okay, you can use OAD as one of your affiliations. But if you don't think it is what, if you think you can do that, maybe worst, you can give us an acknowledgement so that we'll know that what we've taken part in that. But if you have all the members of what those, all the co-authors on that particular manuscript, well, that you got them from OAD, it is expected of you. Are you getting that? Well, OAD has given you something, let me give something back to OAD. Because that your publication will go a long way in projecting what OAD more to international limelight. So that by the time they just type OAD, are you getting me? On any web engine, then what? Your publication and every other one that OAD has what been used as an affiliation will come up. I hope I've been able to answer your questions.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Madam,
Okay,
Madam Moderator.
Yes, sir. Dr. Freeman, your hand is still up. Does it mean you still have another question?
No, I don't know where this hand came from. You can ignore it. Thank you.
You can bring your hand down, please. Reaction. Just click on the reaction and what? Bring your hand down.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think
thank you.
We have come to the end of this finally. You have fought a good fight, Doctor. Thank you very much. Oh, we can't hear you.
I said I love being at home. It's my duty. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We thank God for you. And to just come to the end of this, allow me invite Dr. Ayuji, Vice President East Africa, to give the closing remarks for today. Dr. Ayuji, are you here with us, please?
Yes, please. I need to confirm. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really lack enough words to express my gratitude to our very able Vice President and a member of think tank, Dr. Olayinka Oderenti, whatever that other second name is. Thank you for that excellent presentation. Indeed, we are making it big in academia. We are making it big in industry. And thank you for the takeaway message that if you want to go further and further, only the pathway to this is through collaboration. And the other valuable resource that we have is each other. In this way, we are able to grow. Thank you so much for such a warm presentation. I want to thank the leadership of OAD led by our President, Dr. Odi Elijah, and all the EXO available. Thank you for the great job you've been doing. Thank you also everyone who have actively participated in the family meeting. This is the right pathway that we all take for us to grow. Dear members, we all know that apart from academics, we also need money. And tomorrow, an excellent presentation has been prepared for us by our doctor. And in any case, you want to know how to make money, collaboration in the entrepreneurial sector, do not miss that meeting. I am ready to grow both in the knowledge and in the pocket, and we are having secrets being placed for us before our presence. So I urge each and every person, invite your neighbor, invite your friend, invite your colleagues, and let us all be part of this meeting. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for your active participation, and I hope to see you all the same time, same day. Thank you, Dr. Kenny, my good brother.
Thank you too.
And thank you, Tabitha, for such a wonderful moderation. That is so lovely and good to see you. Okay, we can leave at our own pleasure now. Thank you.
Please, there is a link that has been sent in the message box. Please, Dr. Ayuji, can you talk about it? Let's have people click on it and take the survey. It will be very helpful for us.
Yes, please. There is I hope we can all see the link. It is somewhere here. I said, thank you so much, Mr. President. Maybe you could just take a minute to speak about it before we can later, if that is fine.
Okay, please, thank you. Please, ladies and gentlemen, before you leave or while you are leaving, if possible, please, could you just help us take the survey that we've shared the link in the message box here. And I'm going to share it again, just to make it easy for everyone to access it. The link contains some little information about the next level of our engagement, which can help all of us to find ways we can link up well and participate in what's going on so that everyone can have the best indeed. So I'm sharing it again. That's the link. And also it has some information about how you can support the organization. When you get into it, you'll be able to see, yes, the password for the link is OAAD at 10. Yeah, that's the password. I just typed the password for the link, OAAD at 10. Kind of it's we are looking forward to the far future. In next 10 years also, some of those things we've listed there, some of the things we put in there, you'll be able to look back, and just like our brother Kenny was mentioning some of the things he remembers about what happened in the past, and then other things that may not be remembered. But I hope that in the next 10 years, when you remember what you may have, or what you may read today or tomorrow, when you fill the form, it's just 7 questions there. You'll be able to remember, because what we said in 2020, they have already begun to come to pass very hugely. And I am excited to be related and connected with all of us as the years unfold. Of course, everybody may not remember completely every single thing that happens, the way it happens, and may not also know what happened before. But from the point where you begin to engage, you'll be able to tell your own story, because they are going to be very good stories. Congratulations to all of us, and I'm hoping to see all of us tomorrow as well. Thank you very much to the organizers for today's event, and the people who have worked hard to put it together. Really grateful. Thank you. I'm done. The meeting tomorrow starts at 8 p.m. also.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. Let's all click the link, fill in the details, and we respond. Thank you.
Thank you.